Okay. Yeah. So I'm Dr. Patrick Santiago, and we'll start with the FU prayer. Then we'll probably teach you about Okay, so these are the objectives. No? So we'll try to go through the different common retinal diseases, no, para you get acquainted, no, and more or less you have an idea. Of course, you can actually read this, pero iba pa rin kung ano, it's discussed by the teacher. No? So let's start with the vitreous. So the vitreous is actually the gelatin or what fills up the eye. No? It gives the eye its shape. It fills up the eye so it becomes spherical. No? And most of it is actually just water, but you have some other things there like collagen to give it structure, hyaluronic acid. These are negatively charged particles, and this allows the vitreous to shock absorb. No, but the primary purpose of the vitreous is to be clear. No, like the lens, like the cornea, so that it can transmit light. Okay, there's about 4.5 milliliters of the vitreous inside your eye. Okay. Now, the vitreous comes from the primary, and the secondary, and the tertiary vitreous. So, the primary vitreous, you can see that there's a lot of blood vessels, no, because this is the one that nourishes the lens as it was developing. Then gradually it apoptoses. No, however, when the primary vitreous does not go away completely, sometimes you can have a stalk there. Okay. Now, the vitreous is attached to different areas of the retina and the lens, no? But it's strongest at the vitreous base, no? So, pag tinatanong yan, yung pinaka-importante is actually the vitreous base. And because of the strong attachment of the vitreous to the retina, you can get retinal tears in this area. Okay. Now, how do we examine it? We use a lens, no, that overcomes the power of the eye, no? And together with the slit lamp, you're able to see what's going on inside. Now, sometimes the vitreous is not clear, no, and this gives you floaters. When you're aging, like me, no, I have a floater in the right eye, no, and it's easier seen in bright light, no. When you're not doing anything, you can notice the floaters. No, and this is because of the aging that happens to the vitreous. We, Previously, it was collagenous and very homogeneous. No, kaya lang with aging, some of it liquefies, no, and that's when you get a bursa, no, that dissects and creates a posterior vitreous detachment, no. So the separation of the vitreous from the retina. Now, most of the time, it doesn't do anything and it actually peels completely away from the retina. But sometimes it can create a retinal break and this may lead to a retinal detachment. This is not a very common thing, but it needs to be examined para sigurado na okay yung pasyente. No? Other diseases that affect the vitreous, no? Synthesis means merong mga kumikinang sa loob ng mata. Kaya scintillance, no? Epiretinal membranes, if we get fibroblasts growing into the surface of the vitreous, which we call the posterior hyaloid phase, then this can wrinkle the retina and create what we call a macular pucker. If the vitreous is adherent in the fovea and you have a PVD, this can create a posterior hole, and that's what we call a macular hole. If you have bacteria growing into the vitreous, we call it endophthalmitis because it creates a lot of inflammation. Okay, that's an example of synthesis. No, this is wrinkling into the retina. No, possibly retinal detachment with a macular hole. Okay. Now, there are many diseases that affect the vitreous, no? Like itong nakasulat dun sa slide natin, no? Pinaka-common, diabetes, no? ROP is also very common. And you get membranous or hemorrhages in the vitreous. Okay. Now, another common disease that you will encounter, not just in ophthalmology, but in urology, in obstetrics, no, is hypertension. No? So in hypertension, there are two things that can happen. No, you can have vasospasm acutely, or if the blood pressure is elevated all the time, then you can have things like arteriosclerosis or hyalinization of the walls of the blood vessel. In hypertension, you have these risk factors. Most of them are modifiable, no? Except family history and ethical background, no? Filipinos are known to have high prevalence of hypertension in their families, no? And yun nga, so you can have hyalinization like what you see in the picture, Or you can have infarcts called cotton wool spots, like in the inferior picture. Okay. Now, there are many different things that happen in hypertension depending on what's affected, whether it's the arterial or the retinal side, no? Or maybe it's down deep into the choroid or what we call choroidopathy. Mostly in the choroidopathy, these are infarcts or parang nagbabara na ugat, no? Kasi taas ng blood pressure. Like what we see in pregnancy-induced hypertension, or sometimes you can have choroidal detachments, no, kung sobrang taas yung fluid and the fluid actually extravasates from the choroidal vessels. Now, the other things that we see dun sa retinal side, no, yun nga, you have constrictions, you can have infarcts, or if the blood vessel actually bursts, no, like in grade 3 hypertensive retinopathy, you can have exudates, which are lipid deposits into the retina, or frank hemorrhages, no? And if the blood pressure is high enough, then you can have swelling of the optic nerve, which is an end organ damage, like in obstetrics, no? So we actually grade this using the Shea classification. So ang 0, wala, no? Yung 1, yung konting changes in the artery, that's why lumiliit yung artery relative to the vein, no? Tapos yung 2, obvious na. Tapos ang 3, madali yung 3 kasi may exudates saka hemorrhages that are seen, which is not seen in grade 1 and 2. No? Tapos ang grade 4, of course, is the worst, where you have papilledema. Other things that happen, you can have sclerosis of blood vessels, no? In hypertension, kapag chronic na, no? Nagkakaroon ng increased light reflex. That's why when you look at the grade 4, no? Kakaroon ng parang white, no? Or parang may reflex yung light when you do ophthalmoscopy. Okay, another very common thing is diabetic retinopathy, no? So what happens there? If you look at the picture, no? Sa proliferative, you got new blood vessels going into the vitreous from the retina. Now, other things that can give you loss of vision is other things like macular edema, which is also seen in diabetic retinopathy. What's important is that in type 1 and in type 2, magkaiba yung diagnosis, yung screening after the diagnosis. So in type 1, when you actually see the patient, when you diagnose type 1, pwedeng mag-antay ka, hindi naman sobrang urgent, no? Hindi ka tulad sa type 2. Kasi type 2 could have been diabetic for a long time, whereas type 1s are usually diagnosed abruptly kasi biglang nag-hypoglycemia sila or nag-ketoacidosis sila. Mas accurate yung diagnosis sa type 1. That's why, no? So you can see if you've got a lot of exudates and hemorrhages, no? That's a sign of diabetes. And sometimes the blood vessels proliferate not just in the retina but into the iris, into the anterior part of the eye, no? Now you can have different kinds of hemorrhages. You can have dots, you can have blots, no? You can have flame shape, depending on which area of the retina is affected by the hemorrhage, no? On the right, you can see this is an abnormal vessel, what we call neovascularization, wherein you can see walang direction. No? Hindi siya yung parang dichotomous na nagbabranch into two. Ito parang any which way the blood vessel, it actually grows, no? Now, you can have what we call a cotton wool spot, which is actually an infarct, no, or a mini stroke inside the eye. Makikita mo, it's dark in fluorescent angiogram, no? Pero this is reversible, pero it's a sign that blood flow is not so good inside the eye, no? Now, this is what I was talking about. This is an OCT image of the fovea. There should be a depression right in the middle, but instead you see a cystic change in the middle, and this is what we call macular edema, and most of the loss of vision from diabetes is actually from this disease. Okay. Now, what do we do? No. So this is an example. We can do laser. For example, you have a lot of exudates or a lot of leakage into the macula. We can do focal laser for this, no, para makita kung paano mabawasan yung leak, no. So you can see on the right, maraming exudate, maraming cholesterol, no. Pero dun sa follow-up, sa right side, no, there's less cholesterol after a focal laser. Okay. Now, another is that you can do injections into the eye, no, to treat macular edema, no, and of course you can do surgery for really severe diabetic retinopathy. Okay. Another disease that's very common kasi the Filipinos are actually getting older, pero it's not as common as in the Western countries wherein there's more old people than young. Dito kasi marami pa rin bata eh, no? Pero as people get older and older and the life expectancy actually increases, we will see more of this disease. Now, we can divide ARMD into two types. One is the non-neovascular or the dry type, whereas the other one is the neovascular. The neovascular, you have an abnormal blood vessel going into the retina. No, and the problem with that is that it leaks, it bleeds, and most of the vision loss is actually due to the neovascular type. And if you diagnose macular edema, macular degeneration, it usually just affects the central vision. Hindi masyado yung peripheral vision. Okay? So, yan yung wet type. No? If you have growth of blood vessels that easily bleed into the foveal center. Okay? Now, this is the dry type. No? Wala siyang hemorrhage. No? Here you can see there's a lot of yellow pigment and fluffy lesions into the macula. No? And this is drusen or parang waste products of the visual cycle na hindi na naki-clear up due to aging. Okay? You can still have loss of vision, no? And distortion of the retinal anatomy, pero mabagal. Mabagal ang vision loss sa dry type. Okay? It's mostly due to the atrophy, no? Pero if you have the neovascular one, wherein you have a lot of vision loss at a rapid progression, then you may need injections into the eye to try and stop the bleeding from taking more of the vision. Okay, and this is an example of that. No? So you go pass through the pars plana and deliver the drug there so that it can reach the fovea center. Okay, another disease that's fairly common is what we call a central retinal vein occlusion. So when the blood enters the eye, no, it enters, but it cannot escape because there's increased pressure in the exit, no, through the central retinal vein. Now, usually, we describe this as hot dog ketchup. Hot dog kasi yung blood vessels tumataba, no? Yung veins tumataba. Yung ketchup, yun yung blood dun sa loob ng mata. Excuse lang. Hello? Opo. Oo. 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 Okay, BSMC. Okay. Pa-text na lang sa akin. Bukas ko dadaanan Wednesday. Sige. Pa-text sa akin yung complete details. Thank you. Bye-bye. Yeah, sorry about that. So, pag doctor ka na kayo, it's going to be very busy. No? So we can divide the central retinal vein occlusion into two types, the ischemic and the non-ischemic. Obviously, yung ischemic yun yung pangit, no? Meaning there's a lot of areas that doesn't receive good blood flow because of the increased pressure in the exit. Okay. Now, what happens there is that you have a lot of hemorrhages, no, spilling into the nerve fiber layer. That's why you have the flame-shaped hemorrhages, no. Another is that you can have swelling of the fovea or the central part of the retina. That's why you have these cystic changes on the OCT. Okay? A smaller kind of this is actually the branch retinal vein occlusion, which affects siguro most of the time isang vein lang, isang part lang, rather than the four blood vessels, no, that are seen in the CRDO. Okay? This is a better prognosis kasi mas konti lang, especially if it doesn't involve the phobia. Pero in this case, yung nakikita natin, it does involve the phobia and therefore obstructs the central vision of the patient. No? We treat it the same. You can do injections, no? You can do lasers, no? To try and aid this kind of occlusion. And actually, the occlusion after several months actually relieves itself, no? So the blood actually the clot is actually recanalized by the body. If you compare this, no, so you can see the retina here is very yellow-orange. If you look at this picture, no, so maputi naman yung blood, yung retina dito sa CRAO, no. So this is one of the true ocular emergencies, no. The chemical burn being the other one, no. So because it's very urgent, no. So if you have a painless sudden vision loss, you have to try and dilate, no, the central retinal artery para mag-flow ulit yung blood, no? And you can see this by looking at the retina, maputi yung retina dun sa eye with vision loss and compare it with the other eye. No? Para alam mo na, ay, CRAO to No? So, things that you can do are actually brown bag rebreathing. Bakit? Kasi when you breathe into, hindi naman kailangan brown bag, pwedeng supot lang, actually plastic bag pwede. No? Kasi the carbon dioxide that you breathe out, mag-i-increase yun kasi hinihigop mo yung oxygen. And when the carbon dioxide in your body goes up, the central retinal artery actually vasodilate, no? And increase the blood flow back into the retina, no? Pero ang importante kasi is recognition, no? Now, there are other things that you can do. You can bring down the intraocular pressure with carbonic anhydrase inhibitors, or you can mechanically bring down the pressure by removing fluid from the eye by doing a vitreous stop, no? Uh, ang clue dito lagi is painless, no? So pag sa exams, yan, painless yung usually na clue, no, na they're talking about a CRAO. Okay? Another that's very similar to that is a BRAO. So this is less than a CRAO, wherein you have a branch lang, no, rather than the full retina is white. This is easier to see kasi you can just compare within the same eye kung pale yung area na yun, like in this case, no? And pareho lang ang treatment, no? You still do the brown bag rebreathing, no? And some surgeries have been tried to try and fix this, pero it's very variable and some get better on their own, some get better with surgery, pero there's no proven treatment for this disease. Okay? Okay. Naintindihan niyo ba yung lecture? Were you able to understand the retina lecture? Maiksi lang, no? Parang it's just parang a sampler, no? Para all of you can sort of have an idea what we see in ophthalmology with regards to the retina, no? And how do we treat it, no? Pero yung mga sinabi ko na yun yung mga pinaka-common na makikita nyo sa clinics, no? Sa OPD and the ER. Okay? You have questions? Walang questions?